Welcome everyone to the Power of Energy Healing. I am Christy Warnick. I am a spiritual, intuitive, and energy healer, and I love helping people to transform their lives for the better. And I love having guests on with me here that really like to do similar things, helping people to transform their lives. Perfect example is Peter Schenk here. He is my returning guest. He's always getting creative and really helping people in that direction as well. So Peter, let people know just briefly about yourself, but also let's get started with that spiritual creating process. And I'm going to be sharing this out and inviting some people to join us, okay? So please share this out. That will give anyone that's out there that would like to have a chance to win a Lightwave session with me. So be sure to share this out. That's much appreciated. And go ahead, Peter, get us started today.
So the spiritual creation process is not so much a process, but more of a knowingness, right? So, I've spent the better part of 2 decades creating out-of-the-box type products that help people in a myriad of different ways that move them from a life stuck in fear into a beautiful, loving life. And the motto's always been, we can move everyone forward. And, through those kind of paradigm shifts and product creations and things like that, you aspire to be higher in these vibrational waves where, infinite potential is, right? And it really always boils down to, a simple choice. You either do or you don't. And over the years, a lot of people have come to me and said, I want to be a healer, or I want to be a tinkerer, creator, spiritual this, spiritual that. And my first reaction is, well, how come you're not? And their reaction always is, I don't have money to do it. And, that's a fair assessment, but it's also a cop-out. And it really is. Because if you truly know the inner secrets of how the universe works, and you will know absolutely that you don't need money to get started. All you have to do is start with an act of kindness. And that's something as simple as smiling at somebody, getting involved in some event, any way that you know how or can possibly spread more love and light in the world in whatever capacity, however, whenever you can, the universe will take notice, okay? And in that infinite potential stream, when the universe takes notice, you're given a piece of information. And what you do with that information determines if you move to a higher octave. So, it's great. It's amazing when people say, I want to help people. It's amazing just to hear that. But the very act of doing it is a whole nother ballgame, because there's lots of people out in the world that love to talk, but never put anything really into motion. And it's even rarer to have someone that puts something into motion that can, really change people's lives and the capacity, whatever the product and service is, and to move them forward. And, it's okay to talk, but action always speaks louder and, more volumes than just talking about it. And I've always been a doer. I say I'm going to do something, and then I follow through. And what I've learned in this creation process is job number one, above all else, is to have fun. It's to have fun, because if it's not fun, who wants to do it? You know what? I don't want to do it. If it's work, what the hell do I want to do it? I don't want to do it. And it's always about timing. Okay. Now, in the current project that I've worked on with you, you've noticed, a ton of synchronicities that have just come up, right? And you've seen me work through the creation process, and I've observed how you work through the creation process to bring an amazing product to market. And one of the biggest points that we've put out was the price point in the beginning of what this new product's going to be. I'm not talking about a new product because it hasn't fully been revealed yet, but it will very shortly. And, you know, all these synchronicities are lining up, and it's all about timing. You know, the universe knows infinitely more about timing than you do, and also knows that time doesn't exist. And it's when something is when it's truly time for something to happen, the universe will make it happen. And that's pretty much it. And when you're in this creative stream, and I've been in this creative stream for a very, very long time, you get ideas that are always right here. Okay, the best ideas that you will ever have in your life are right here. They're always right here, but they're just hidden from you. There's a veil over them, and only when the time is absolutely 100% correct will the veil be removed, and it's just there. And then you connect the dots, and you're like, oh my gosh, well there it is. That's how it's done. There is no methodical process to creation. Okay, it just is. And I know that's a really blanket statement, but when you can speak to the effects of creating dozens and dozens and dozens of out of the box products, the only advice I can tell you as the creator of close to 100 products now is it just is. Okay, and as you are working the human mechanics to get it done and bring it to market, every time, and this never ceases to amaze me, at the very end of the project you wake up in the dream, and all that time that you spent from the first idea in your head to the first customer that bought it is condensed into nothing. And you wake up in your dream and you just smile and you're like, man, you were right. You were absolutely right. And whatever, and you've experienced this me with this product, you know, whatever your idea is in the beginning as the end result is always light years ahead and vastly different than what you started with. Because as you're working through the mechanics of bringing that product into fruition, working that creative stream, you know, it's morphing into these higher realms. It's like, you know, it's like creating taking a piece of clay and creating a bowl. You're working it, you're morphing it, and at the end, it's always vastly different from all that love and, you know, that infinite potentiality that you put into what you're doing. So the creation process just is, and, you know, like Yoda said, man, you either do or you do not. There is nothing. There is no try, and I choose to do. And, you know, I've accepted how the universe works, and, you know, I've created many products that deliver magic in the context that they do to people.
So when these ideas come to you, this information, if you will, how does it come in for you? Like visually, or is it just a knowing, or how do you see that when before it even becomes into fruition?
Most of the time, for me, it always starts with a name. I always have to have the name of the product before I even know what I'm doing. So, for instance, the HFA Orion, which is the fourth lineup in the harmonic field amplifier line, is a product that I wanted to create. And that idea really stemmed from the HFA Mini, because I was constantly holding the HFA Mini and going like this. And, you know, and other generations of products like the TR and the software line, the Terra Resonator line, and the HFA line before this. The Orion has everything that I have learned and all the other product lines built into it. The dimensions, the copper to silver, the spiral, how it acts, how you activate it, you know. So every product that comes into fruition really starts with a name for me. And what does Orion mean? Well, I kind of know it's a star cluster, but what does it mean? And then it starts to go a little bit deeper. And then all of a sudden, you'll get a 3D piece of geometry. You'll get a triangle that pops in your head. I'm like, oh, what's that? Then maybe there's a spiral in the middle of the triangle. And you know, explain what just happened to you. Literally, you know, what you show everyone what you showed me.
Okay. So I went on my page and did a live video this morning. I've been doing sacred geometry activations, which I was doing these and had been guided to sacred geometry even before Peter and I were working together on another product. But so I've been doing, and I had these sacred geometry activations card deck. And so these have pictures on them too. And I actually do downloads and things like that. So I did a card reading this morning, just overall group reading of, and there were 3 cards with 3 different activations. But the #1 card that came up for me to do was, it was dynamic. And so it was the number 23. It was dynamic. But and you know what, when I pulled the card, it didn't even occur to me at that time what we were, that it had anything to do with the show today or the Orion or anything like that. But it's funny because when I showed the card on the screen, it hit me. It was like, oh my gosh, there it is. And so, yeah, so it looks like this. Okay, this is dynamic. And this is funny because this is what the Orion looks like, and I'll show you all that. So you can see how the synchronicity here. This is the card, and this is the Orion. It's a triangle with a spiral in the center. So, I mean, talk about synchronicity on the day that we were actually going to show this on the show today. But let me read the description too, because then we can kind of show how this connects to the actual Orion, right? And get into that. So the frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. So now from that, Peter, explain what the Orion does.
So, 2018 was a huge product creation year for me, meaning, in the first 6 months of the year, I put out 4 new products called the Terra Resonator line that used earthbound energy to bring, to change the vibration of whatever you placed upon them. And a byproduct of that was manifestation. And, through techniques and tricks that we learned with the software line on how to manifest, I taught people how to write their manifestations onto paper to bring about physical manifestations. Now, the Orion, okay, I wasn't 100% sure what she was going to do, but I had to go ahead and get her created. So when I got in the first batch, I still really had no idea what was going to happen. And I activated her, and I started carrying her around in my pocket. And within 24 hours, there had been 2 or 3 absolutely mind-blowing things that had happened. And what was happening was it was taking my best intentions automatically, whatever they were, and started bringing them into fruition at light speed, like breakthroughs that I had never seen before. And the difference is it's not going to deliver a physical manifestation, at least that I know of yet, or anyone has, but it takes all of these things that you're trying to break through, the best of the best, and actually makes them happen for you. And, so one of them was, I activated this on a Wednesday. On a Thursday, I had 5 confirmed showings at a piece of property I was selling. Sunday, I was in a bidding war with 2 or 3 of them within 1 hour. Okay. I had one of the best workouts I had ever had. And then there were a few other ones in there. And, when you carry it, you feel the energy running through your body, and you have an absolute calming sense that everything is as it should be. And it's vastly different from the HFA Mini. It's vastly different from the CR line, but it works at a speed and an agility that I have never seen before in a physical product creation on that level.
Yeah, and I have all of your products, including the HFA Mini here. And HFA stands for Harmonic Field Amplifier, by the way. but each of the harmonic field amplifier products, the HFA Plus, the HFA Travel, the HFA Mini, they each do different things, but all in a harmonious way, you know? And so with the Orion, same thing, very harmonious, very powerful, even though it's very small, but you can carry, this is something that you can carry with you instead of the other products are, well, I mean, the HFA Mini, of course, you can wear it, but this is, you know, something you can carry in your pocket or put in your purse. Or I've actually had mine sitting on a table with one of the points here facing towards like a vision board that I have. And so that's where mine has been a lot of the time. But I noticed that it brought a lot more clarity to me. That's how it worked for me. But I believe that it can work differently for many different people, you know, based on the experiences that they're choosing to have, right? And because that's what they're putting out there. And for me, it seems to work really well with just bringing clarity to my thoughts and my intentions, and also which brings me more insights as to, and then, you know, things manifest from there. So it works in different ways for different people. That's how it's working for me.
Yeah, exactly. And like everything I create, it's always about the discovery process, you know. I give you the toolkit and the basic set of instructions to get you up and running, and how you see to utilize it or the best fit into your daily regimen is really up to you. And the Orion is really a masterpiece. I mean, it's, first of all, it's UV coated, so it's not going to tarnish.
Right.
You know, when it's built to be carried around with you, to put in your pocket, to put in the pouch around your neck, to put in your purse, however you want to do it. It's lightweight, but yet it's very dense. It's made from the purest copper and silver, commercially available. You know, it's precisely 33 by 33 by 33 millimeters. Of course, those are God numbers. The spiral in the middle is 13.333 centimeters across. So all of my knowledge to date has been brought to bear in this particular product. And, you know, like any of the other HFA products, if you own it, then you know exactly what you're in for.
Yeah, that was the other thing, was the power of 3. So what to you is the power of 3? I know it's like it's a master number. It's like that, you know, like a God number or source number.
I don't particularly subscribe to the modalities behind something that I know it has power. So I clearly know that the power of 3 is hugely significant in many things, okay? But
yeah,
for me personally, to give credence or definition of why that is really doing it a disjustice. And this is just my opinion, and it's worked for me brilliantly in the past. So I just roll with it, knowing in full confidence that it will deliver exactly what I need it to.
Well, 33 is a miracle number too. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
And like on my sacred geometry cards, it gives them numbers, and number 33 is for miracles. So I thought that was interesting to do with that.
And will deliver miracles to you. And you know, it's like anything else, folks. You know, when I launch a new product, they are typically gone, depending on how many we have within, you know, the first day or two. And these have been on the market now for about 4 days, and we're almost out. And you know, in the weeks and months ahead, you know, people will be sending in written and video testimonials about how this works, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah. So I do know that, like I said, a lot of people, I mean, you can tell right away that it is powerful, and it does have a lot of detail, even though it's not easy to see, you know, on the video here. But it very lightweight though, and it's that purest copper, and so it's beautiful. And like I said, and it really does bring into that thing where sometimes, you know, it's not like less is more type of thing, but it really is size doesn't matter type of thing, because it, you know, it is very small, and yet it can do so more. And so it's very powerful. But yeah, going back to the spiritual creating though, and anyone that's watching this live or on the replay can actually receive any kind of creative activations. And someone's saying what product, and yeah, what is it? So Orion it helps to basically bring the best intentions that you have into fruition. So it really attracts whatever is best for you in order to basically put that power behind intentions. And so, unless Peter, you've got a better description you would like to share.
That's exactly what it does. And you know, even the very act of giving it a definition really kind of cuts off the potential that Orion really has when it's working. You know, I have a long running history of creating just very beautiful and powerful products that do exactly what I say they're going to do. And of course, the Orion is no different in that capacity. It's really just, you know, when you're looking at them, and we work very hard to make them as beautiful as we can on the website with photographs and descriptions and all of that. But I mean, the bottom line is, you know, if you feel like you're drawn to a product, just know that you're not picking the product. The product is absolutely picking you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And by getting one of these, someone's asking how do they get one? You go to moderndaymystic.com. So that's Peter's website. So www.modernmystic.com. And so that's where you go to order it. And it's under, I think, spiritual tools is the column in which it's under there. So yeah, so those are out now. They just came out. Peter just released them, I think, Friday. And there's, he's already selling them so quickly that they're going very fast. He's just got a small amount left of them. And so if anyone would like to check that out, go and read more about them on his website, but also, you know, get one for yourself and see how it works for you. That's the reason why, Peter, I like the way that you don't give a lot of you basically give the overall details of the product and what it can do, but leaving it open to doing so much more. And that's the reason why you get the testimonials and things, because people use them in different ways and have different experiences, and then they share them, and it leaves open so many more possibilities.
Exactly.
That's what I like about the products.
And you know, the products are really unlimited, because a long time ago I learned that if you have the ability to, you know, unlimit your mind, you can really reach into those higher streams of potentiality, and that's where it's at.
Okay, so someone's asking if the tarot resonators are for manifestation and the Orion is for intention, then how, you know, what's the difference there in the two?
Okay, I thought we already covered that.
Well, you briefly. So I'll just tell my experience about it. How about that? So with the tarot resonators, it absolutely can work with intentions too. But the Orion seems to work a little bit differently with the power it puts behind the intentions, as far as just the intentions alone. Like for example, you know, like I said, it just brought me more clarity, and it really is allowing things to come in more easily and things like that. The tarot resonators, you know, I can put something on there that I want to manifest, and it really does bring like physical manifestation, but also, you know, intentions as well. So to me, they work harmoniously together, just as any of your products do. They all work so well together and harmoniously together. So imagine if you just combine them in some way, shape, or form, just playing around with them. You know, imagine what you could create, you know? So that's why I always encourage people to play with them, you know, and see. And I have, as you know, Peter, I've combined many of your products together to create this amazing energy field. And so it's just one more component that I can, you know, ask, you know, and put together with that, and ask what is best to put together with that for the best results. And so, yeah, I usually get that in there. But yeah, so they're both for help with manifesting, but just in different ways, you know. And plus, the Orion you can take with you. You know, it's portable. It fits in your pocket, versus the tarot resonators, which you know, you have to leave somewhere in place, you know, something on top of it and things like that. So they really are, it depends on what you're looking for.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yep.
Okay. So, yes. Someone said Modern Mystic Shop, moderndaymystic.com. And so, yeah, so I will put that in the comments. We'll put that in the comments. And definitely go there and check that out. And I'm going to be sharing with you, I did have a couple of, let me see, I had pulled 3, so I'm going to see which one is best for the Accelerator image for today. Oh, actually, this one's interesting. It's a crystal skull. Persian crystal skull. It's for confidence, clarity, and enthusiasm. Okay, so this is, I haven't actually used this one on a video before, so this is interesting that this one is showing up. So, confidence, clarity, and enthusiasm. So if you'd like to receive the energies for that, the confidence, clarity, and enthusiasm, I'll send that out to whoever would like to receive that. And the other one that really caught my eye today was the Palladian Creativity Matrix. So highest creative ideas and potential. So that really fits right in with the product too. So that's what it looks like. And anyone that would like to receive that, just say yes or be open to receive. And sending that out to anyone. And from last week, Jessica Wright, she shared out the video, and so I'll be contacting her for a lightwave session this week. And so Jessica Wright was that. We'll be getting that. And if you would like to know more about the Akashic Academy, the membership here, or get a free download of the magazine, be sure to go to the akashicacademy.com and check out any information there. There's all kinds of content there that's beneficial. And also, and if anyone has any questions about the Orion, about Peter or the products, be sure to put them in the comments, and we'll be putting the links to his website in the comments as well. And coming up next on the Akashic Academy page is Kirani with Tree Gong. And I will be back here next week. And so be sure to join me here on the Akashic Academy. It's usually at my normal time. We were 30 minutes a little bit later today. But it's normally at 12 o'clock Eastern time and 9 a.m. Pacific time. So we will do that. And so, but yeah, so if you want to receive that download for dynamic that we talked about with that sacred geometry, so if you would like that download, I also did a video from my page. So if you go to my page, Christy Warnick, Spiritual, Intuitive, and Energy Healer, you can add, it's my business page. So if you go there, like and follow that, you'll get to see all the videos that I do there. And also, Peter and I will be getting together and be sharing more about our product that we've been working on. We're going to be doing that in the next coming week. So look forward to that. It's going to be amazing, and we're going to be releasing a lot more information and just putting it all out there. But it does involve sacred geometry, so I did want to mention that too. So thank you all for joining us. And Peter, do you have anything else you would like to share before we go?
If you're thinking about getting an Orion, you better get them quick, because we are running out fast now.
Yes. And then I think you said it might even be the end of February or March before you get more in. So be sure, if you're interested in one of those.
It'll be the end of March, April.
Okay.
We're in, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So be sure to get one of those now while you still got a few left of those. And so get that, and we will see you all again next time. Thank you all for joining us. Be sure to share this out so that we can, and I'll be choosing someone that shares out today, and I'll let you know in next week's video who that was, okay? So thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for being here. Yes, catch the replay. The replays are always available, so definitely check those out. And thank you all for joining us. See you next time.